Welcome to the Otaku Chronicles. It's your boys B-Rad.
And D Money coming to you live every Tuesday with anime news.
We are here with a special guest who is Jay Smooth that just got done being hit by a bus and reincarnated.
He decided to reincarnate as a panda. I have questions. Maybe you do too. Let's stay tuned to find out why.
Dude, P-King. Panda King, yeah, but P-King. We're shortening it out. What the heck?
All right, how'd it feel getting hit by that bus?
It didn't feel good at all.
Man.
It just felt very, I don't know, very, too much iron. That's all I can say.
Was it Truck-kun? I hope it wasn't Truck-kun.
Oh, God, I can't remember anymore, man. It was just all at once. Could be a Greyhound bus for all I know.
What did your flashbacks look like while you were dying?
Oof. A lot of anime stuff at that point. But at that point, like, everything got restarted.
What kind of anime stuff?
Basically,
was it wholesome? Was it degenerative?
It was all the OG stuff, if you ask. Like, basically, like, the stuff I grew up on, like the Toonami and Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, Tenchi Muyo, etc., DBZ, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm trying to, like, get back into the groove of things of getting into, like, the new recent anime stuff. That's why I'm here to help, see if you guys can help me out.
All right, say less.
All right, so we're going to go and introduce ourselves individually and tell you what kind of genres we like, and then we'll get into the actual episode. So go ahead and go D-Money.
Nope, I'm gonna pass it back to B-Rads. He's gonna go first, and just so you're aware, he's a waifu kind of man.
Oh, this guy. All right, well, I'm B-Rad. I like a bunch of action and shonen type, and then I can get into a lot of rom-com. What about you, P-King?
Well, basically after that incident, well, I still like my old school stuff I grew up on Toonami. Like I said before, with the Tenchi Muyos and all that kind of stuff. But
what kind of genres? What two main genres do you like to watch?
It would be like a kind of like a martial arts stylistic choice of anime, or like a little bit of a science fiction thing. So like Gundam and Tenchi Muyo kind of thing, robots and futuristic shit.
Okay.
All right, back to D Money. I feel like isekais and just anything with hands at this point. I'm very addicted to the fight scenes, the action. Crazy. For our audio listeners at home, P-King's doing very degenerative stuff right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one who said hands.
Oh, shit. All right, well, the first episode, we're going to start it off with D-Money from Sorcerer High talking about what kind of stuff that we like and the reviews we have today.
All right, so today we're going to go over all-time fan favorite, Jujutsu Kaisen. We're going to cover our theories, our opinions on the best fights and the best action and drama scenes, favorite characters, and a bunch more information that you're going to hear throughout this podcast. Please leave any reviews or your thoughts of some things that we may have missed or that you would like us to cover on our next episodes. Passing it back to B-Rads, the Shinobi of the East.
Shinobi, that's not even JJK.
I know.
You over here mix and matching.
Mix and matching.
We can't do that.
Keeping it wild.
Okay. Well, are you guys caught up in the manga?
I am. I'm not sure about Peking.
Do you read manga?
I mean, there's a couple websites, but I haven't really read too much manga.
Okay.
It's okay
well,
if you haven't.
Are you caught up on the seasons in the movie on JJK?
I have not watched a single.
What?
That is
Oh my God.
crazy.
You need to get hit by a bus again.
I think so.
Most
Because
likely, yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen right now, in my opinion, is easily top 3 anime of 2023, even though we're in 2024.
Guys, I got hit by a bus.
He just don't remember anything. That's what it is.
That's right.
You're lucky that my freaking brainstem hasn't been disconnected.
That bus amnesia going crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. It hurts like hell.
Man. All right. Well,
I was going to say something degenerative, but
We
we're not
can't-
going to go through that.
we can't really ask him who his favorite character is, so he kind of has to
Sit this one out for a little bit.
sit out and make stupid comments.
Honestly, at this point, just try to convince me on this whole
Yeah,
Jujutsu
we
Kaisen
can.
stuff.
Yeah, I feel like easily.
Okay.
You want to start off from season 1, or do you just want to just talk about anime
Well,
stuff?
we can go to season 1. So, do you know anything about JJK?
Lay it on me.
So I'm taking that as a no. All right. So there's this high school student that is in a book club with 2 other people because they're losers, which is fine. A lot of anime people are losers.
Whoa, I take offense, but continue.
But he goes to try to save his friends because they're trying to interact with the dead, and they say that the school is haunted, so they pick up a finger that they don't know is a finger. It's wrapped up. Then the what are they
Curse
called?
spirit.
Yeah, the curses come out, and they try to eat the people.
Start killing random people throughout the school.
And then they had somebody from the Jujutsu sorcerer school come up. Nobody knows who he is. He's just walking through the school, looking at the playground, the field, football field, everything, just trying to find this cursed spirit. Nobody else knows that it's a thing. They take it home, so Yuji gives them the guy the empty box that's supposed to have the cursed spirit in it. So they start running to the house or the apartment, and he sees them all about to get eaten. Go ahead. You can get in on this. Not all gonna be me.
You're doing a very good job. I didn't
Yeah,
want to
well-
interrupt, you know. But
Gonna hit you with Truckhoon too.
But so his friends start getting haunted, and one of them dies. They get back to school and they're talking about it. They're stressed out. You know, you can see it on their face. They're scared as fuck. They don't know what's going on. Random weird shit just keeps happening because at this point they can't see the cursed spirits or feel the cursed energy in the air. But it's so tense you can cut it with a knife. Yuji, however, somehow he already had cursed spirit, and he could see basically what others may call demons, cursed spirits, and he could see what was happening around them, and he instantly took action. He may have been hungry. I'm not gonna say what was going through his mind.
The only reason he was going to eat the finger was because the other character, Fushiguro, was about to die, and he's the trained one on killing the cursed spirits. So they're all about to die.
So
he throws the finger up and eats the finger.
Yep.
Swallows it whole.
In his mind, the best way to solve a problem is to eat it. I'm not gonna say that's a wrong answer because I've been known to do some things like that, but we'll keep talking about Jujutsu right now. You know,
Eat a finger?
I didn't say eat the finger. I just said eat some stuff. You know, but
That's even weirder.
Okay, you gotta define that part.
moving on. This is the anime podcast, guys. We're getting off track.
Okay.
We could talk about stuff like that later. You know, but he eats the finger, and turns out the finger that he ate was part of like a demon king or a cursed spirit king. And the cursed spirit king basically takes over his body and starts murdering all the other spirits as well as random people. B-Rads.
Okay. We'll skip to where he got taken to Jujutsu High, and the only reason he was taken there was because he had the most powerful cursed spirit inside of him because of that finger. He has to get all fingers to fully come out, but he was unable to control it at the time. So, what's his name?
Sukuna.
Yeah, Sukuna came out, and he let him out because Gojo, who looks a lot like Kakashi,
He does.
fucking rip off. They cloned him and threw him in there, but he wanted to fight Sukuna, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna show off." So just kind of fucking makes him look like a goof, and then Yuji just can take back over because he has control of the
Hold on. Not to interrupt B-Rads, but we're not going to skip past such a impactful first fight. So the first fight
Call it a fight.
between... Well, you're right. It was not a fight. It was more like a one-sided slaughter. Sukuna and Gojo fighting it out. Itadori Yuji, that's the high school student's name. He said, Gojo said, let out Sukuna, basically the cursed demon. And he was worried because he was like, well, if he's a demon king, who's going to be able to fight him or whatever? And they was like, well, the way I'm built different. I got that dog in me. So he said, "Let him out. Give me like 10 seconds, and it's gonna be a done fight." He let him out. As soon as he came out, slapped him immediately. Disrespectful. I wouldn't have took that, but I'm not in the anime.
I don't know, man. Gojo probably put the work to you too.
All I'm saying is I would have fought back.
You can't touch him.
You're right.
He has his power is what's it called?
Reverse technique.
Well, regardless, he has that other thing where you literally can't touch him. Like he disrespected a villain so hard because he said you can't. Like he literally told him you can't touch me. He put his hand up. He said try. Dude literally got this close and couldn't touch him, nothing. And this man just fucking dogged him, ripped his head off and everything.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Beating the brakes off of anybody that comes close. But he's on a good guy's team. So at least, for the first time, you
don't know. You never know what's going to happen.
Let's hope he stays on the good guy's team because if we're being honest, compared to all the lineup is not looking very strong right now without him. And it's going to be very one-sided like that first fight.
We can't really spoil too much for him, man.
That's right.
That's what sucks. Like we got to sell it, but we can't just tell him like who dies and...
You want to do Rent a Girlfriend instead then? Did you watch Rent a Girlfriend?
We can do that later. We're trying to get this one done.
To be fair, Jujutsu Kaisen sounds like a very interesting anime anyway.
Listen.
It's action. You like action, you'll love it.
Listen.
You'll love it. There's a giant panda.
There is a giant panda.
You'll love that.
There you go.
He can he has like a gorilla form too. Like he looks like a panda, but he's like built like a gorilla.
So the principle basically is a cursed user who makes puppets. So the panda is a puppet that he made, but is alive. So it's his first alive puppet.
I don't think he was a puppet. He has the hearts of his brothers.
No, yeah, but so he makes puppets like inanimate objects, but he wanted to test if he can do it on animate objects like real life beings. So Panda was basically his first like test subject, and what he did, he gave the panda his brother and sister hearts, souls as well. And his brother is a gorilla, so he has a gorilla soul, and his sister is a... What was the sister?
I don't even remember.
I can't remember what the sister was, and I actually don't even think they showed it. I think she just was feeder for one of the fights that he was in. But he can switch between panda mode, gorilla mode, stuff like that. And that changes his fighting abilities and capabilities as well.
Well, there you go.
And he fights when he's in gorilla mode.
Just a little disclaimer for all the people who are listening out there. If you are the ones who didn't listen to or at least watch Jujutsu Kaisen, at least you're listening and
getting spoilers.
Facts.
I would say
just a little bit.
It wasn't really too much spoilers. It's more like along the lines of like giving a good, decent synopsis of what the situations are with each character.
Selling it without spoiling it.
Yeah, precisely. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's like the selling point for a good anime.
Valid.
So, to anybody who hasn't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, like, personally, like, this is coming from me, and I haven't even watched a single freaking thing, and them looking at me like, you idiot. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching it. I mean, you guys have gave me the selling point besides the panda thing, but...
That's all we needed, man. The panda had you. That sold you.
Facts.
Sold you.
So, yeah, if you guys want to do, like, a good, like, I don't know, like, best fights or characters with...
All right,
okay. So top three characters.
Hold on, before we can continue. To the people who haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, this will be minor spoilers for everyone out there. So if you don't care, continue listening. If you don't want to, there's also that
you can skip forward ahead a little bit
to the other anime that they wanted to review as well.
Facts.
So there you go.
All right, B-Raz, you want to start off with your favorite characters? Top three characters?
Okay, are we doing top three good guys or top three bad guys or mixed?
We could do
just mixed.
We could do mixed.
All right, top three. So my third would probably be. I'd have to say Mojito.
Okay.
Just because he's a wacky character. His backstory goes pretty deep. My number two, man, I'd have to say Gojo, just because he talks a lot of shit, but he backs it up. And Mojito's a bad guy. Gojo's the good guy. if people, you know, that haven't watched it want to know. And then my top one would probably be fucking Toto, because that man has the boogie woogie clap, and that shit's funny.
We're not going to get into too much detail with the boogie woogie clap for all those listeners that are unaware of what that is. But if it sounds interesting, you should probably also tune into Jujutsu Kaisen. I would say for my top 3 characters, easily Gojo, because he's just that guy. I'm going to be honest. Like,
First, second.
Number 1, easily.
Number
Easily.
one? Nah, man.
First of all, the things I've seen that man do and the disrespect that he lays down, because he likes to talk shit, but he also got the hands. And they don't discriminate. You could be a baby. You could be an old lady. You could be...
Come on, Gojo's not out here punching kids in the face.
Listen, I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but there's only one way for you to find out. That's all I'm saying. Second, I would say Toji Fushiguro.
Why?
Because, for the viewers that haven't watched the anime yet, he's a bad guy, by the way. He has no cursed energy, but the way this man puts the brakes, I'm talking about beats the brakes off of people, it's like a masterpiece to watch. It's because he has no cursed energy. He literally fights at what some people may consider a disadvantage, but when I say he don't give a flying beep, pause for dramatic effect, you know what I'm saying? And one of the first people to beat Gojo.
That's a spoiler.
That is a spoiler. I'm sorry I couldn't hold that one back.
But yeah, I have to retract my number 3. Mojito goes out the door. It's definitely Toji. It's definitely fucking Toji. I forgot about that man.
Yeah.
That man is by far a definition of like a guy with the inner gates of 8 on crack.
Yeah.
Like this man. Oh my god.
And then for number 3, I would probably have to give it to... I'd probably say for the bad guy, Sukuna. He's basically Gojo, but for the bad guys. And he's just a menace to society, and I'm all for it. He's like a walking intrusive thought, and his philosophy is, you can do whatever you want because I'm that strong.
Nah, he demands all your respect. Like, if he tells you to drop, you drop to your knees, you're getting your head cut off.
Facts.
Without him even moving, it's just coming straight off.
Facts.
Like, you have to bow to that man. And that's even if he could still kill you just because if you bow the wrong way. He's like, nope, flick, you're done.
Basically, whatever mood he's in.
Basically, yeah. And you better pray he's in a good mood, because he don't care. Like,
what about fights?
Okay.
So, from season 1, what was your top fight?
Season 1. It would easily be Gojo. In season 1, this may be a spoiler to the viewers that haven't seen it yet, but I'm not even going to say his name. I'm going to call him by the nickname I've given him, Volcano Head. Gojo versus Volcano Head. He didn't even earn the title. He doesn't even live up to his name, which is why I will not say it. B-Rads may use it, but I will not say it.
He didn't live up to it in the first season. Second season, he...
Listen. You said first season.
Yeah, no, but you can't underplay him like that.
Right. So Gojo versus Volcano Head. That is easily best fight of the season. Mid-fight, Gojo left to get a student and basically told his student, this guy challenged me, and because he's so much food, I brought you here to watch me beat his ass. Disrespectful?
Well, it only took him like a second to get him, too.
Facts. Mid-fight, imagine a man saying, I'll be right back, coming back with a student, and then beating you up in front of the student.
That kind of happened in Naruto.
Yeah.
Not trying to go off track here, but that happened in Naruto.
Yeah, you know.
Man, Killer B was like whooping the brakes off Sasuke. It was like, wait a minute, let me write this rap down. And then started beating the brakes off him again. But, yeah.
What about you? What's one of your favorite fights from season 1?
Man, season 1 had some good fights.
Facts.
Real good fights. Shit. I did like the volcano one, but that's definitely not my favorite. If I had to choose my top, it'd probably be Hanami and Toji and Yuji.
Okay.
Why? Just because, man, like, that's when you see the boogie woogie.
That's facts. He met his best friend.
Yeah, and he's always, what's your favorite type of girl?
Yeah,
that's his go-to. That's like his first. What's your type woman?
Yeah, that's how he determines if you're a good guy or a villain. He doesn't care what side you're on. Depending on your woman choice will determine if he fights you or not.
And then the fact that Hanami was just dogging everybody at the school, everybody. Yeah. And then when they unleashed that boogie woogie clap, changed the whole fucking tide.
Fact. Well, not cutting you off, but like, we can't skip past their entrance, because their entrance was also...
You gotta remind me, I don't remember.
Peak entrances. Okay, I got you. So, there's a girl named Nobara, and another girl named...
You're talking about the one with the glasses.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name either.
So
the chick, she wears... So, she doesn't have cursed energy either. She has to wear glasses to see the curses.
Yes.
And she is a top-tier fighter, though.
Tool user. So, swords, blades, knives...
That's like Toji. That's what Toji did.
Yeah. Any kind of weapon, she's like a weapon specialist at this point. But it was a very one-sided fight. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say a fight. It was a one-sided slaughter. Mid-fight, she felt the top goat's presence.
It was like, we got to go.
And said, listen, it's not our turn anymore. We're going to pass off this fight to the actual fighters. And my boys, Itadori and Todo, touched down, and it was jump jutsu at that point. It was 2-on-1.
Man, what
didn't stand a chance.
What I like about that fight is the fact that Yuji keeps trying to use Black Lash and failing, and this man, Todo, literally stops him mid-fight and smacks him right in the face. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Facts. Why are you're better than this? Why aren't you living up to all of the expectations I have? You've been my best friend our whole lives, even though I met you 10 minutes ago.
We went to school together, even though I just met you.
There was a whole flashback of them going to school, spending time, hanging out. Never met each other before this.
But the fact that their fight was so great when he unleashed his little side effect of the boogie woogie, because what that does is every time he claps, he can switch with anybody, anywhere, at anytime he wants.
He can switch with anything.
Yes.
So it doesn't even limit his possibilities to people. He could switch with a rock.
So they were literally getting ready to dog this giant fucking buff plant woman, whatever you want to call her, and she was anticipating the attack, and he was like, "Not today!" Clap, and he just gets hit in the back, and it's just going back and forth. It's just literally flashing.
So not only is she getting jumped, but she cannot predict or even think about where the attacks are going to come from because it's so random.
What about the movie?
Okay.
The movie. It was a prequel to the first season, which makes no sense.
Listen, for those of you that have seen the movie,
season, yeah.
And I know it was trending on TikTok for a while.
Was it the Jujutsu Kaisen 0?
Yep.
Is that
Yes.
the title of that? At least I saw that one. Not the
Okay,
movie,
well, you can weigh in.
Clips.
I meant like the trailer and all that kind of stuff.
But you could weigh in on what you thought. So with the trailer and what you saw, what do you think?
In the trailer, like when I saw the trailer, this was like when I was in the movie. This is my experience on how I know, kill me, but but when I saw the trailer of that Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and I was like, holy crap! But like at the same time, I'm like, wait, this is supposed to be 0?
Yeah.
Like it felt like it didn't feel like a 0 though. Like even though I didn't watch the anime or whatever, right? Like it felt like he was already like, how do I explain? Like he already has like knows what to do, that kind of thing.
So
yeah.
It's because, like I said, it was a prequel. It doesn't even have the main character in it.
Yeah.
It shows somebody that's going to be in a later season.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in season 2 yet, but he probably gonna show up in season 3.
I thought it was gonna be like in between like season 1 and 2.
Yeah. So
he's mentioned in season 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
but they say he's off on like a mission somewhere.
So like a different path.
Yeah.
Compared to
Yes.
what it was in the main series. Okay, gotcha.
So he was just like, they basically did the movie to add him into the later seasons.
Ah,
Basically.
Okay.
And he's also not trying to spoil it. We're not gonna talk too much on him, but he's also that guy. He got that dog in him as well.
I don't know. The only reason he could do as much as he could was because of that cursed spirit who was his.
Listen,
his girl.
listen. All I'm saying is he was compared to Gojo, and for those of you at home that have watched it, for those of you who haven't, this may be a spoiler. Turns out he's related to Gojo. That's all I'm gonna say.
He could be.
That's all I'm gonna
He could
say.
be related, but that man Gojo's still on a whole different level.
Listen, they talked about it. They said he may be passed later on by this particular individual.
Well, I mean, if you watch season 2, he already passed him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then here's my legit question. With that Jujutsu Kaisen 0, with the movie, between you two, since you guys are hardcore fans of this series, would you recommend this movie at all to anybody?
B-Raj, would you like to go first?
You want me to go first?
You could go first.
All right. So, I would, just because the movie in itself is good.
Mm-hmm.
The story's okay. Story's okay. But at the same time, I feel like they shouldn't have made it a movie. They should have just had that to start with, and then went into the actual series. They had some good fights. The fact that, spoiler alert, his curse that he has is somebody that he loved and died, and he loved her so much that she became a curse to him, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like how could love become a curse?
I don't know, man. If you're watching Inuyasha, you understand.
I mean, I watched that, but that's different. That's definitely different.
Well, my thought process on the whole love is a curse thing, I felt like, I believe she also loved him, and they say in certain situations that when people love to that extent,
She
it
couldn't
can
let go.
hold them basically
Oh.
to that person,
So it's
or
like a part of them at that point,
Yeah.
even in the afterlife.
Yep.
That is your supposed curse because
Yep.
the soul didn't rest.
Yep.
It was
And
a part of that person.
because of that, she couldn't like move on to those of you who believe in heaven and hell or whatever happens when you pass on.
It's like purgatory.
She couldn't like move on, so she was basically not stuck because to them it wasn't a problem at the time, but basically she was stuck with him, and she basically became like a protector to him, because even though she wasn't alive and she couldn't love him how she wanted to, protecting him was like a way of her showing that she's still deeply in love with him.
Yeah, but this plays back to the whole surpassing Gojo thing, because he relied heavily on that curse. Didn't that curse disappear at the end of the movie?
She did.
So
she ended up passing on to the end, to the
so basically he's
Afterlife.
gonna be a Toji. He can't use cursed energy.
No. He has cursed energy himself. It was later revealed that he actually has more cursed energy than Gojo, but because Gojo is limitless, his cursed energy doesn't run out, whereas this individual, his cursed energy does run out. So, in a battle of endurance, obviously, the person with infinite curse energy is gonna win.
Unless he really practices and increases his strength and whatnot, then maybe
Yeah.
he has a slight chance.
Maybe, but
I'm just putting it out there.
the way Gojo is, I'm saying the way Gojo is set up, like literally,
He's
he
like-
could be asleep, and you literally cannot attack him. So it's kind of like impossible to beat him, unless like, for the viewers that are up to date in the manga and anime, you know what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna say it on the podcast for those of the viewers that haven't got there yet.
All right, so let's do the first half of season 2.
Okay.
The first half.
Okay.
So it's still a prequel, and it's Gojo and his group when he was a student at Sorcerer High. And the main bad guy, Mojito, is his best friend.
Yeah. So basically what happened was Gojo and his best friend, they were the top sorcerers of their era. The problem was, but Gojo, he was born into like a gifted family, So he was just born with these like abilities of just God level, right? He even comparable to Naruto, how the Uchiha have their Sharingan eyes. He has something called the six eyes, which is basically like, which basically give him the limitless power as well as the ability to use all of these wonderful curse techniques.
And they're only born what, every 6th generation or something like
Yep.
that.
So
It's like a rarity.
even as a child, it was literally stated in the anime that him just being born changed the whole like
Everybody knew.
anime
Everybody just
verse. Everybody felt a shift in like the atmosphere, and it literally sent the weaker villains into hiding
knew. Yeah.
because just him being alive was a threat to them. But so he was basically the guy from a child. His friend, however, was also considered one of the strongest. However, he was
They didn't see eye to eye.
they didn't see eye to eye, and his ability was he had
Curse
to
manipulation.
right curse manipulation,
He could suck up curses and manipulate them however he wanted to.
but he had to eat them,
Yeah.
and they tasted disgusting based off of his reaction after he ate them. So he would eat these curses and save these people who were honestly ungrateful in his eyes, or people that did nothing or wasted their lives. And it got to the point where he questioned his beliefs and the whole system of, why am I protecting people that don't deserve to be protected?
I mean, yes and no. So that part is where they don't see eye to eye. So
He
Gojo
calls them-
wants to save everybody.
He calls them monkeys, just saying.
Frieza alert.
Yeah, seriously.
But Gojo wanted to save everybody, no matter what. Like, it didn't matter what they did with their lives. He just wanted to save people, and he thought it was fun, just killing. Because if you're you're one of the most powerful people. Why not?
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
But his best friend went an opposite way, and he only wanted to create a world where people that were curse users or can use cursed energy would be the only ones that would live.
So it's like the strong survive, weak will die.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, if you can't fight for yourself, then you die.
Yeah,
That's-
you're
yeah,
you're
that's-
weak.
Yeah.
And honestly, Gojo could have killed him on the spot right there because he turned around and walked away. He's like, if you can kill me, do it.
But
Gojo was getting ready to. He was ready, but he couldn't bring himself to do it.
yeah, basically the school gives them their missions. The school basically was like, listen, I know you guys are best friends. I know you guys grew up together. Y'all shared your hardships or whatever, but you have to kill your best friend. Basically, equivalent to Naruto again.
Yeah.
Itachi and his best friend. The only difference was Gojo couldn't bring himself to kill his best friend in those moments. So he let his best friend walk away, who later on almost killed half of Tokyo.
Well, I mean, he did die. They didn't show it in the anime how he died yet, but he did die. Somebody else's, like a curse got into his brain and is controlling him. Mm-hmm. So he's not even him no more.
Well,
he did die.
Well, they did show how he died. He was basically, they got into a fight, him and Gojo, and actually, I don't even think it was Gojo. I think it was...
No, him and Toji fought, but that's not how he died. He kept him alive. He killed Gojo, and he kept him alive to tell his story.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right.
And, spoiler alert, he didn't kill Gojo because Gojo came back and slaughtered that man.
Yeah. It looked like he was on drugs in that moment.
Dude, no, we gotta go to where he died. We gotta go back to where he died.
Okay. So we're not gonna skip past that fight, right?
Because that shit was
Go ahead.
fire.
Go ahead.
So, Gojo and his best friend were in charge of protecting this schoolgirl.
Side note, I'm really into this, by the way. This actually is really interesting. Go ahead.
Gojo and his best friend were, hired to transport and protect this schoolgirl who was basically a sacrifice for a larger being that protects all of Tokyo. And Toji was basically a
hired hitman.
A cursed spirit hired hitman, and he was also the best guy in the market, the best assassin out there.
Yeah, he can't. You put a hit, he got it, you're dead.
Facts.
Nobody's getting away from him.
So he basically used a bunch of smaller, weaker individuals to basically put strain onto Gojo and his best friend to the point where
His best friend wasn't even there at the point.
yeah. No,
He was taking.
when they were transporting them, and they kept getting into like the smaller fights with all like the random nobodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The people looking ones, yeah.
yeah. And then the moment that they let their guards down was when Toji showed up. Gojo was outside standing guard. Listen, Toji turned that man into a kebab. I mean, the kind of stab wounds and holes.
Man, yeah. So Gojo used his limitless power in playing. He literally planed the whole area around him. All the buildings were gone, so that way he can have an advantage. And Toji somehow can use cursed spirits.
Yeah.
It had a bunch of like flying, like eyeball looking creatures like surround him, and he got caught off guard because he thought he was gonna just make a run for it and get the girl.
Yeah.
So he turned around. This guy came out of nowhere, stabbed him right in the throat, literally slid him down, and then fucking kebabbed his leg like 5 times. And this man, he was just laying there. I was like, what the fuck?
Mid-air, to ensure death, stabbed him in his eye and slammed him into the ground.
His forehead.
Forehead?
Yeah, he had that mark on it.
Oh, okay, right. Forehead, slammed him into the ground, left him to die. On the ground, bleeding out. He then goes into the building.
He catches up to where the girl and Mojito are because he's trying to take her to the one like promised land.
And the girl is like, listen, I don't want to die. I want to live my life, you know, basically telling him like,
spoiler alert.
I know this is what's supposed to happen, and I know it's for the greater good of Tokyo.
Mojito's like, well, if you don't, we can go back. She's like, okay, I'd like that. Bullet goes right through her head.
Mid-sentence, shot through her brain.
I was like...
Dead instantly.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Blood splattered all over him. So, obviously, he turned to see who did that. It was Toji. And they get to fighting.
He was like, how'd you get past Gojo? He was like, how do you think? He just basically like, I killed him.
Basically. Then it's another one-handed fight. One-sided fight. Not going to spoil that one too much.
Well, not really much to spoil. They talk for most of it.
Yeah. And then outside, they show our boy Gojo, who we presume is dead.
Later on, after Toji proceeds to, kick the shit out of fucking Mojito.
Who we presume is dead. And he just starts floating mid-air. He gets a revelation. It looks like he literally looks like he went crazy. He got a revelation. I alone am the honored one. Those were his words.
And he figured out how to use both of his powers together. Stopped his bleeding before he died.
Internally. Came
back. And this man didn't know what to fucking do. So he brought his chain out that he was using. And he can he has great... What's the word? You know how Deadshot can do precise shots and shit?
Oh.
He has great precision.
Accuracy?
Yeah. And he throws his chains and goes through fucking 5 different things, bends, and is literally getting ready to fucking cut his neck. Oh, and he just leans back. Shit. Yeah. Matrix that shit. And he comes back up and flicks a ball at him. And all you see is the camera pan out from the building behind him with five buildings have fucking holes. And you just see blood dripping. And Mojito's just...
It literally looks
Toji's
like
just fucking...
they carved a perfect circle into his side.
He,
Arm off. There's a hole in his chest. In that
done.
One instant.
Clean.
Clean.
He thought he had a chance with fucking Gojo, but Gojo's just that man.
Yeah, he's just that guy.
But... What about season 2, part 2?
Oh, season 2, part 2. All-time character, Toji Fushiguro steps back into the playing field. I'm skipping a lot of information here, but we were talking about Toji, so we're going to stay on Toji for a second.
That's fine.
He comes back to life, and his only mission is to fight anything that's strong and moves. He doesn't care whose side is on. If it's...
Well, you got to explain how he got brought back. So, all right, there's this old lady who has 2 sons. and she can like bring people back from the dead.
She has one son.
No, both of the she had the two guys.
Oh yeah, she has two sons. My bad.
And the one that basically reincarnated Toji into his body, and he just basically takes over. He's like, "Fuck you and your curse. This is my body." He literally turns back into Toji. Like it's not even doesn't even look like him no more. He's just like metamorphosed back into his old self.
And she thought it was impossible because she didn't bring back his soul, but he took over her son's body with just sheer willpower. That's the kind of man Toji is. That guy.
And he finds his son and tries to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And he had like a brief thought of his memories, and he was like, mid-fight, he asked his son, "Who are you?" His son gave his name because his son was unaware that that's his father. And
he gave him his actual like maiden name instead of
being
sold off to a different family.
And he was proud of his son for keeping his wife's name instead of being sold off to a family. And because he knew he couldn't control his body and would eventually kill his son, he stabbed himself in the head.
Damn.
But before that, when he first got brought back, who was it? It was Nanami.
Yep. Nanami.
Gojo.
No, it wasn't Gojo. Gojo wasn't there. It was Nanami, Fushiguro, and Yuji, and it's not Nobara. It's I can't remember her name. Maki.
Yeah.
She's the cursed weapon specialist that we were talking about earlier. And
they got put into their ultimates are called domains, and that's like you get put in it, you're like it's a 100% guaranteed hit. You're hitting somebody, almost like you gotta kill them basically. And this fucking what was it, like a little fucking fish goop looking fucking thing?
It was like so it started off as like a little fish monster, and it just evolved into like Aquaman with abs basically,
in an octopus face.
Yeah.
And he was beating the brakes off of everybody.
He was.
Everybody.
It was 3v1 and they were still losing.
And Yuji broke through the domain, which is almost impossible, but he can do it because he's the main character.
You know, plot armor, you know.
But he broke through, and Fushiguro was trying to summon the portal so they can all get out. And guess who pops up? Toji. And Toji has the mindset like, I'm killing the strongest person in the room right off bat. He turns, takes the fucking tool user's fucking, what was the nunchucks?
Yeah, it was nunchucks. Literally, it was a test of strength, and he literally picked her up midair and shook her off like she was a feather.
Just like, get off me, bud.
Just flinged it off.
And he took the things, and he basically fucking sharpened them into fucking knives.
Yeah.
And he beat the brakes off this octopus.
It was
instantly.
one-sided.
They're like, is he on our side, or like what the fuck's going on? They were all confused. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah. And kills the octopus. Octopus, I'm not gonna lie, he only lived for like an hour. Tops. From the start of his life to the end, he spawned in basically. It was a 1v1. It was a 3v1. He thought he was hot shit, and then it was a 1v1.
He got turned into fucking calamari.
Yeah. Fresh sushi. Fresh.
All right, what was the best fight scene in season 2?
I'm not gonna lie, I would have to say it was Sukuna versus versus Megami's cursed spirit.
His domain thingy.
No,
I'm pretty sure that was his domain, wasn't it?
No, so basically
it kills him. It kills him using it.
No, so what happens is, Megami Fushiguro, his cursed spirit technique is he basically has summons that he can call to fight for him or with him. Wait. And basically, in order to get these summons, he has to beat them in fights. This specific summon, he's never been able to beat. And the summon, once you call him, you have to fight him. So he was already about to die. So when he summoned this like last ditch effort, instantly killed him. And he would just keep killing people until eventually somebody beats him. So at this time, Sukuna was alive and active, sensed his presence, and instantly basically flew over to where this summon, like, I can't really say person, cursed spirit was, and they basically destroyed, I'm gonna say like 90% of Tokyo in their fight. It was that good. And this cursed spirit's technique is adaptability, so you can't use the same move on him twice. It won't work.
But it's still summoning that cursed spirit kills Fushiguro.
Yes.
Just from like once that summon comes in, it has a job to do. If it kills the person that it's set to kill, Fushiguro dies.
Yes. And at the time, his mission was to kill Fushiguro and everybody else.
The strongest,
The strongest, yeah.
But man, my favorite fight scene I'd probably have to say is the blood spirit user or whatever. That man was a fucking beast.
At this point, it's not really like a spoiler. It's just more of a confused theory. Everybody in this anime is related because the main character, Yuji Itadori,
he's like, that's my brother.
He has like 8 brothers at this point. Not related at all. They all have different techniques. They look completely random, but he just
has that effect on people. You look at him, he's like, hey, we're family. Just like, off of Family Guy. We're here, we're family.
Facts. This is us now. This is our family. But there's a blood spirit user. I think his name is Chizo.
I don't remember his name, but
he can manipulate blood to
do anything.
Literally anything. It's like
he can make it a laser.
Yeah.
And just cut through everything.
So that thing could just make it like a weapon and all that kind of
stuff.
Yeah.
But
he literally he'd do this and it'd be a
he
ball.
Was making like a beam. Yeah.
Yeah, he just fucking beam, slice. He can fucking basically fly with it, do all types of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Scarlet from Mortal Kombat.
He's basically like like Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's basically a bloodbender at this point.
Oh yeah.
But he just can control it to even higher standards than regular benders.
Yeah, because airbending, like it's the blood. It's like the blood bending is like controlling the body or whatever.
But yes,
but this case it's like OPSL.
Yeah,
and it just goes kills everything.
And right before he go to kill Yuji, he had a flashback. For some reason, they're sitting at a dinner table, having laughs and sharing drinks, and he's had a revelation that Yuji's his brother and he can't kill his brother. And then he had like a mini mental breakdown because he was just about to murder his brother.
Who's your favorite character in season 2? Besides Toji.
It would still have to be Sukuna because that man just does whatever he wants, and
new entry.
He was beating the brakes off of everyone. Besides the 3 people I listed earlier, like I would have to say
who came in season 2 besides Toji that you would pick.
I'm not gonna lie, his name is Nanami.
Oh my god! And he was in season 1, but
Nanami, he was a man on a mission on steroids. The way his pimp walk looked when he was asking a villain some questions, and then he grabbed, this villain has a ponytail. For the viewers that don't know, he grabbed this villain by the ponytail like he was about to slut this villain out, and then beat the brakes off this villain.
He's like, "You gonna answer my question? How many are you? How many there are you?" He's like, "I don't know." This man literally just fucking decks him through the fucking wall.
Yeah. The next question he asked, before the villain could even answer, I guess he didn't like the look in his eyes. So before he answered the questions, punched the face. And this repeated at least, 12 times?
I don't know, but I thought that man was going to die.
I also thought he was going to die.
Like, just the first time he got put through that wall, I was like, this man's done. He's done. Yeah. He ain't getting back up. If he does, he's stupid.
There was, at one point, it even looked like he was asking questions anymore. He just wanted to put his fist into his face. It was hard to watch at some moments.
So this is literally the 2 seasons of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know. So in season 3, what do you like? Have you seen the previews of season 3 yet? If there's any previews of it.
All right, so we're gonna end off this podcast with that statement. So in season 3, it's hard.
Wait. So we're manga readers, so we're a little farther ahead than the anime.
What do you think's gonna happen? Just by what you heard.
I don't know. I think there's going to be another big ass brawl going on because the way that this is going and heading, the whole like the strongest will survive and the weak will die, that kind of thing.
That's basically the premise at this point.
So we gotta put this out there for you since you haven't watched it. Gojo, the strongest person, got captured and he's trapped in a cube.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's lost. Nobody knows what to fucking do because he's the strongest. So with that being said, what do you think might happen?
Well, they're going to have to do a search party at that point.
No, they know where he's at. He's in a cube that the enemies have.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And he can't break out.
So basically what happened was...
Is it like a spell, though? It's like...
Yeah, well, it's a cursed object.
It's a cursed object.
And basically, it was specifically designed for Gojo.
Okay.
Because they realized that
he's like,
we can't beat this guy.
Yeah.
Well, you can use it on anybody, but you can only use it the one time.
Yeah.
You have to. That person either has to die or be let out before you can use it again.
So in order to get that, they had to kill that person who put him in that in the first place.
Yes.
Or just somehow sneak it away from him, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. So the only way they can do that is jump him, or at least like try to attempt.
Yeah.
That was the ending of season 2. They're all jumping him right now.
Yeah.
But
and it was also one-sided. It was 1v5, and he made the 5 look like trash.
No, it was 2. The other guy was still there.
No, he consumed him, kind of.
No.
Yes, and
because the blood guy was fighting him at first, and he got away from him.
Right. So right after that, when the it's like a different branch of Tokyo, a different Japanese school of sorcerers showed up. Mm-hmm. He consumed his ally, which was also a villain, but he basically just wanted his power because since he can control cursed spirits, his ally was technically a cursed spirit.
I'm not talking about Mojito.
Who are you talking about?
It was the other person that was with the blood person before he changed sides. Showed up. It was white hair, a girl with white hair.
A girl. Oh, you're talking about Sukuna's like assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was two.
But she wasn't really fighting. She was just kind of. She basically used the ice move to freeze everybody.
Yeah, which was doing a lot of work.
I mean, the ice move. So so she's so strong that she basically just cast a spell. Everybody's frozen. There was no like, oh, we're fighting and this is I should freeze them so they could. It was literally just, there's 5 of you. There's not 5 of you anymore. If you move, you die. Basically, kind of thing. And as soon as she froze them, he was like, "Don't kill them. I need people to tell my story." And he's planning on murdering the world, but he wants 5 people to stay alive so that way they can go and tell other people that they're about to get murdered. Yeah.
Okay. So that was our first podcast. For people that listen to it, we really appreciate you sticking around. If you didn't,
And to the people who were hardcore Jujutsu Kaisen fans, personally, I do apologize for not watching a single one of them.
Blasphemous.
Hater.
Facts.
He's just slacking. That's all it is. He'll catch up.
But on a real note, guys, please leave any reviews, your thoughts. This is our first episode. We're kind of new into this. Just a couple of guys talking about the kind of things they love. And we'd love to hear what we could improve on or some things that we could include for our next episode. Be rad.
So you can find us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and there's gonna be some other ones that are for podcasts. Eventually we'll get to YouTube and have video going, but we just want to figure out how all this stuff works before we jump into more.
We'll do also a couple of updates in Twitter and whatnot, or I should say X. Either one is the same damn
Listen,
thing.
we're old, so Twitter,
So try to catch up on updates on there and Twitter as well. I'll do my best in doing that.
Hell yeah.
Otaku Chronicles out.